Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
This discourse is titled Nigeria Relationship with Other Countries in the World. What is the need for Nigeria to interact with other countries of the world? Remember that there is interdependence and interrelationship existing among nations of the world. No nation is an island, because nations of the world have become so closely related to one another as a result of breakthrough in communication, formation of different types of organizations, and other things. Remember that no one can exist on its own without getting one or two things from the other nations. So this has therefore brought the need for nations in the world to interact and to relate amongst themselves, so as to be able to cater for their economic interest, their political interest, and their social interest, even cultural interest. And this is made possible through the establishment of high commissions, embassies, and consulates abroad. Nigeria equally play host to many foreign nations located in Nigeria. Nigeria also belongs to many international, regional, and subregional groups like the UNO, the OAU, the ECOWAS, and even the OPEC. The first need for interaction is that of political reason. States agrees to interact through the formation of different groups. This is done in order to create opportunity for a peaceful and secured world, good government, and to avoid interference of one state or states in others, which may result in war of worldwide dimension. Therefore, member states of such groups are made to abide by the principles governing such groups. Number 2, economic reasons. Natural resources are unevenly distributed worldwide, and nations can only benefit from one another through such interactions. Nations get what they don't have through such interaction, and it has added impetus to the economic advancement of most states. Number 3 reason or need for interaction: socio-cultural reason. This is very important because it promotes love and friendship among nations and eliminates conflicts. Nations are brought together to share things in common, derive some benefits in the areas of culture, sports, football. For example, World Cup competition staged every 4 years, and also the staging of musical concerts is a means of socio-cultural interaction of nations. What are the advantages of interactions among nations of the world? Number 1, through membership and interactions existing in these organizations, member states are meant to abide by the principles governing these bodies, thereby promoting peace and security worldwide. Number 2, it has brought about closer relationships, especially in the areas of sports, musical and cultural concerts, because these draws nations closer mutually. They relate intimately with one another, and by so doing, conflicts are eliminated. Number 3, interactions bring about states benefiting from others that are more economically viable, especially in the areas of natural endowments, technology, etc. Number 4, states benefit immensely from others, especially through sports, cultural exchange, etc. They learn from one another as it brings them closer together. Number 5, Political interaction removes the tendency of one state or more interfering in the domestic affairs of other states, or even trying to dominate others. Number 6. Interactions among states can attract technological, financial, and technical aids to developing countries from the developed ones. Number 7. Interactions among nations of the world can spread civilization and modernization, and even help to promote tourism as well. These are the advantages of interactions among nations of the world. We will now look into the disadvantages of interactions among nations of the world. Number 1. Through interactions in sports, cultural concerts, etc., social problems such as immoral acts, promiscuity, indecency, prostitution, etc., could be exported to some countries. Number 2. Developed nations can still interfere in the domestic affairs of the less developed nations because of the economic benefits the less developed countries are deriving from the developed countries. Number 3. Interactions among states, economically, politically, etc., can lead to neo-colonialism, and these can make nonsense of the hard-won independence of these developing states from their erstwhile colonial masters. Number 4. Interactions among states can lead to some developed countries making some of the third world countries dumping grounds for their inferior or poorly produced goods. Number 5. Political and economic interactions, which is associated with membership of some of the organizations, example UNO, IMF, etc., can bring about control of the sovereignty of less powerful states, as most of these groups are controlled by the big powers. These are the disadvantages of interactions among nations of the world.